I look like I'm in the toilet now.
Well, you are in the toilet.
But like...
I'm gonna put on, and if it's working, I wanna see a dance.
Okay.
Alright. On.
Boy, take a chance, will you let me ride? I could be the best thing in your life. Baby, let's take a drive, take a drive.
Here we go again. In theory, this one should be quick because it's only 40 nautical miles. But the wind is blowing from southeast, so we are not going to be able to follow that course and we are going to have to tack our way through. Okay, we made it. It was not an easy journey, but we are back in Cairns finally. It was tough to sail against the wind, but we made it. So now we have a lot of things to fix. So I don't know if you remember in the last video, but I kind of gave you a bit of an overview. But essentially we have the electricity in the head that's not working, so that's a priority. Then we have an issue with the main because there's two attachments that broke loose. And it's even more an issue when we are sailing against the wind because we need the sail to be really tight, and with those two attachments broke, it's not. So that's priority number 2. Then we have some rot in the cockpit that we discovered, and an issue with the frame at the back of the boat where there's a bolt through the wood structure. It completely cracked the structure, so we need to fix that. I would say that the rot is a bit more of a priority just so that we can make sure that it doesn't expand anywhere, but both of them, if we can do that in Cairns, that's great. If we have to wait a bit longer, I don't think that's today priority. So let's get on to fixing the head and then the main, and we'll see what we have time to do. First and most important issue to deal with, the electricity in the head. We decided to start by following the cables from the batteries. They go through small holes in the cabinet, and there are so many of them, it was quite difficult to follow the correct one, but eventually we got there. From the cabinet, they go under the steps that leads to the starboard side hull and into the bathroom. In the bathroom, they go inside the cabinet again, and they come out into that switch box. From there, they go back down, follow the pipes from the toilet, and in that space behind the bathroom where we store the black tank. Unfortunately, in there, it is such a mess and it's so difficult to access that we gave up and decided to start testing what was easily accessible first. So now we're going to start testing for continuity. To do that, we have a setting on our multimeter, and if we have continuity, it beeps. We started with the switches, simply making sure they were in the on position and plugging each pin on each side. We didn't find any issue there. Then we wanted to check continuity on the cables. In theory, same way as the switches, but we didn't want to unplug or cut everything. So instead, we placed the red pin on the cable and the black one on the negative of the battery and tested the voltage. Eventually, we found the issue.
I look like I'm in the toilet now.
Well, you are in the toilet.
But like...
I'm gonna put on, and if it's working, I wanna see a dance.
Okay.
Alright. On.
Oh my god, it's working! We have toilet, we have shower! We can live on the boat! Oh, I'm so happy!
Yay!
So now we found the dodgy cable, and it's really dodgy. It's that cable. So basically it was plugged here. 20 centimeters worth of cable to be united with another one. And that part is all corroded. So I think we're just gonna take it to the shop so that we can buy a long one that size, which we don't have, and yeah, change the whole lot. At least we found the issue. I'm so glad. What we didn't find is the supposed fuse for the toilet, which apparently we have a fuse but we can't locate it. So if anything goes wrong again with the toilet, I have no idea what that fuse is, but it doesn't matter for now because this is working. Let's go buy a cable. This is the cable that I had to remove because it was completely corroded. So we had to go to the store to buy some new cable because this one is 25 amps and we didn't have that side. We only had up to 15, and now I'm just going to reconnect everything. Basically that bit was just connected the entire circuit in the head to what's coming from the batteries. Ideally you would have had like a long cable coming from the battery directly to the head, and in the future that's probably what we're going to do, replace everything and do that rather than having a connection which is like, I don't know, 20 centimeters long. But right now I don't really have time to do all of that. I don't really want to do all of that. I want to shower. So yeah, we're doing a quick fix for now. Hopefully you can see everything because it's already getting quite dark, but I can't wait. So let's do it. Time to do the connection. So this is my cable coming from the battery, and this is the bit of cable that we bought. Instead of connecting them through a butt connector or something like this, I decided to do something a bit more solid, so I'm going to solder them together. I have to stand there because obviously the cable coming from the battery can't go anywhere, and I'm trying to solder on several layers so that it's absolutely solid. Let's hope I can make it work. Then I'm putting a heat sleeve to cover everything. So normally you'd need a heat gun to settle this down, but I don't have one, so this is what I'm doing. Don't do that, this is not a how-to video. All that's left to do now is to test it, I guess. So turning on the sump, and let's go in the head and see if it works. Success! Success! And working as well. Everything's working! Yes! Alright, time to go and fix the main. So we've noticed that 2 attachments broke loose, and there are different attachments. Every 2 attachments you have something like this, which is just a bit of plastic or something like this, and the other one out of 2 is actually sewed. Obviously it's one of each, so I need to do both of them. We used to have a needle and everything to repair the sewed one, but that's what 2.5 years will do to your needle. So I bought a new one, and yeah, let's go and try to fix this. Okay, time to fix everything on the main. First, I am removing the broken car, which is fairly straightforward, and replacing it with the new one we just purchased. Next, I am sewing the attachment. This is not difficult either in theory, but in practice, it is not the best position to do it. But I don't want to remove the main from the mast to do that, so be it. Finally, I need to slide the cars that I replaced into the track and remove the broken one. That means I have to remove all the cars that are below this one, which luckily in my case means only 2. To do that, there is a bolt to remove at the bottom of the track, and off they come. Once everything is back in place, I can just screw the bolt back in and job done. Whoa, that was harder than I thought it would be. With my luck, I'm sure the first time we raise the main, we're gonna realize I've done something wrong, like put it the wrong way around or something like this. I hope not, especially with the stitching, because I don't want to redo the stitching, but we'll see first time we raise the main, I guess. Let's pray. For once, dear God, tell me you've done it right the first time around. Alright, I think it's a very good thing that we decided to come back, because the other day on the reef we found a tiny bit of rot. And
Tiny?
Yeah, let me finish. And we thought, yeah, it's okay, we can just send it and fix it very quickly. It's not a tiny bit. Definitely not. So yeah, it's gonna need extensive work. And yeah, it's a good thing that we are not on a remote place, I guess. Let me show you. It was just this that we noticed, and then yeah, everything is very nasty. So not good at all. Let's get to work. Well, I guess it does go through. Yep.
It doesn't look good because it looks black.
No, actually it doesn't look black on that side.
Oh, so you mean I was put too much pressure in it?
Yep.
As always.
We just having fun, fun, fun. We just having fun, fun, fun. We just having fun, fun, fun. We just having fun, 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 fun.
It's difficult because it's so see how there are several layers of wood, and it was one of the inside ones that was rotten, and you can see like how it delaminates here. That clearly shows that it's rotten. So we could have removed just this and kept that, but I mean it's quite difficult. See?
It's quite scary to see that hole in our boat, but in a way I'm quite happy because it didn't spread like everywhere. We've actually removed all the rods, so that's good. That's good. But look at this.
It's missing a bit.
I cannot say it's good because we have a dirty hole in the boat.
Yeah, but it's not like there's no water going inside.
No, we're not gonna sink because of that for sure.
So it's, you know, right now it's just cosmetic, really.
Maybe we can use that to actually put a window here. What do you think?
You're so stupid.
Just, you know, when we are singing. Oh yeah, good weather.
Oh god. No. We'll fix it.
Let's fix this.
So I can't say that we fixed it, but I mean, at least there's no more rot in there. What it needs right now, it's we need to put a new piece of plywood and re-epoxy all of it, fiberglass, etc. In theory, it's not that difficult, but in practice, we've never done it, and I don't know how you cut the plywood to the correct dimension and everything. So because we're not too sure, I think we're gonna get help on this one. At least for the first time, we have to do it with plywood, and then we'll see how easy it is. All we're gonna do is put a bit of resin on top of this so that it's a bit protected, and we'll fix it probably once we are in Gold Coast. And yeah, that's pretty much all we had time to do today. I mean, in those few days in Cairns. We did make a bit of a start on the trampolines, but mostly removing them and seeing how we can put the new ones. So nothing much to show right now. I'll show you once we get on the actual work for the trampolines. Tomorrow we are leaving super early because there's supposed to be northerly winds. So we need to make the most of it so that we can go as south as possible. We'll see how it goes during the day. We've selected a few reefs where we can potentially anchor. We'll see which one we reach and at what time. It's always an issue with reef anchoring is that you can't really sail all day because you have to be there about 5, 3, 4 at the latest. Otherwise, after that, the sun is just too low for you to be able to spot the bogies. We're leaving probably around 6 and we'll see how much progress we make. If you want to see that, make sure to join us in the next episode. Please subscribe. It really does help the channel, and give us a thumbs up, and we'll see you next time. Bye!